He was Naval. I was too late to the game. He was already a Twitter legend. His tweets were short but striking. His tweet storms were life-changing. I was truly amazed. I decided to dig further. Found a book that collected his ideas. Now I will tell you what I learned from it. Part 1. Wealth. Wealth creation. A skill. Many people believe they can't make money, so they don't want any wealth creation to happen. They try to demonize it. Well, making money is evil, you shouldn't do it. These people generally place the other game, which is the status game. They try too hard to be high status in society. Don't play these silly status games. Seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having assets that earn while you sleep. Money is how we transfer time and wealth. Status is your place in the social hierarchy. Understand this. Making money is not a thing you do, it's a skill you learn. After digesting this fact, try to achieve these two timeless fundamental skills. 1. Learn to build. 2. Learn to sell. If you can do both, you will be unstoppable. Just pick an industry where you can play long-term games with long-term people. Arm yourself with specific knowledge and apply leverage whenever possible. Start building something that you can be passionate about. You can code applications, websites, you can write blogs, you can record, edit videos. The internet has massively broadened the spectrum. What you build will be your long-term wealth source. After building the foundations, just start selling. Establish your audience, grow it, reach to new people. Time, most precious commodity. You need to earn with your mind, not with your time. You're not going to get rich renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of business to gain your financial freedom. Wealth is the factory, the robots cranking out things. Wealth is the computer program that's running at night serving customers. Wealth is even the money in the bank that's being reinvested into other assets. Wealth is the assets that earn while you sleep. Without ownership, your inputs are very closely tied to your outputs. It applies even if you're a high achiever like lawyer or doctor. Hard work is highly overrated. In the modern economy, how hard you work matters a lot less. Don't try to do everything. Learn how to prioritize and focus. Here is a simple trick. Define your personal hourly rate. If outsourcing a task will cost less than your hourly rate, outsource it. What you want in life is to be in control of your time. You want to get into a leveraged business where you control your own time and you're tracked on the outputs. There are many forms of leverage. Here are some of them. Other people's labor, which is usually messy. Capital, which is actually the easiest in today's world. Coding, which is kind of new but requires specific knowledge. Media, which is now easier with the internet. After spending enough time on your endeavors, you will see the eighth wonder of the world as Einstein depicted. Compounding interest. With time, your skills, your reputation, your wealth will start to grow exponentially. Authenticity, an unfair advantage. We just play games in life. The trick is to find work that feels like play to you. It should look like work to others, but it will feel like play to you. And that's why no one can compete with you on it. You are playing it 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. They should match that. No one can compete with you on being you. Most of life is a search for who and what needs you the most. Find your niche and become a perpetual learner. You don't need to know everything all at once. All you need is to know how to learn anything you want to learn. Start to take responsibility. Let the world know that you're in charge. Blend your work with your personality. Simply productize yourself. Utilize your specific knowledge and get paid for your judgments. The internet enables any niche interest, as long as you are the best person at it to scale out. And the great news, everyone is best at something, being themselves. If you are building and marketing something that is an extension who you are, no one can compete with you. Risk-taking, gambling responsibly. Not taking any risk is the biggest risk in today's world. That's why take rationally optimistic bets with big upsides. Stay accountable and do your best. If all goes wrong, no worries, you can start again. In modern society, the downside risk is not that large. Even personal bankruptcy can wipe the debts clean in good ecosystems. Even in Silicon Valley, people tend to forgive failure as long as you're honest and made a high integrity effort. Luck, becoming a magnet. You can get rich without getting lucky, but it's better to become a luck magnet. Always try to create your own luck. Here are some ways to get lucky. 1. Hope that luck finds you. 2. Hustle until you stumble on it. 3. Prepare the mind and be sensitive to chances others miss. 4. Become the best at what you do. Refine what you do until it's true. Opportunity will seek you out. Luck becomes your destiny. Take time to think and dream about opportunities. Don't get lost in daily struggles. Encourage taking at least one day a week where you just have time to think clearly. Adapt. Art of changing. Facebook redesigns. Twitter redesigns. Personalities, careers, and teams also need redesigns. There are no permanent solutions in a dynamic system. Don't stuck in some job or identity. A job shouldn't be your entire identity. Change might be painful, but it's sometimes necessary. You can easily forge a new identity. Who knows, maybe you can become a great philosopher. If you have two choices to make and they are relatively equal, do this. Take the path more difficult and more painful in the short term. You have to cancel the tendency out by leaning into the pain. Most of the gains in life come from suffering in the short term, so you can get paid in the long term. Read. Being a perpetual learner. If you're a perpetual learning machine, you will never be out of options for how to make money. You can always see what's coming up in society, what the value is, where the demand is, and you can learn to come up to speed. That's why read what you love until you love to read. Find your way of reading. Do you want to skim? Okay, skim. Do you want to take your time? Take your time. Do you want to leave the book unfinished? Do it. You can even read 100 greatest book over and over again and leave the rest unread. That's okay too. Just choose whatever works for you. One great trick for remembering the books. Try to explain the thing that you learned to someone else. Teaching forces learning. Just try to understand the basics perfectly. Then try to rederive complicated concepts from those basics. If you can't teach people, that means you can't rederive them when needed. That means you didn't understand them in the first place, you just memorized them. Part 2. Happiness. Happiness is skill. Happiness is not something you inherit or even choose, but a skill that can be learned, like fitness or nutrition. Realize this, happiness is really a default state. Happiness is there when you remove the sense of something missing in your life. Peace and happiness are skills. These are not the things that you are born with. Yes, there's a genetic range and a lot of it's conditioning from your environment, but you can uncondition and recondition yourself. It's all trial and error. You just see what works. You can try sitting meditation. Not working? Okay. What about yoga? Still not working? What about kite surfing, car racing, cooking? You can try all of these things until you find something that works for you. Just don't wait for something or somebody to save you. Doctors won't make you healthy. Nutritionists won't make you slim. Teachers won't make you smart. Gurus won't make you calm. Mentors won't make you rich. Trainers won't make you fit. Ultimately, you have to take responsibility. Save yourself. Desire. A chosen unhappiness. Every time you catch yourself desiring something, just say, is it so important to me? I'll be unhappy unless this goes my way. You'll find the vast majority of things it's just not true. Desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. The thing is, we are addicted to desiring. We are addicted to the idea of these external things bringing us some kind of happiness and joy. And this is completely delusional. It's about absence of desire, especially the absence of desire for external things. The fewer desires I can have, the more I can accept the current state of things, the less my mind is moving. Happiness is being satisfied with what you have. Success comes from dissatisfaction. Choose wisely. If you're chasing some kind of success, at least stop setting goals. Start setting up systems and habits instead. Find and create environments that you will thrive. Focus on the things that you can do today. Here is a good starting point for a happy yet competitive mindset. I'm not going to be the most successful person on the planet, nor do I want to be. I just want to be the most successful version of myself while working the least hard possible. Envy, unnecessary unhappiness. Think about all the people that you're jealous of. Can you just choose awesome aspects of their lives? Can you say, I want his body, her money, his personality? No, it comes with the whole package. You have to be that person. Do you really want to be that person with all the reactions, desires, families, looks, troubles, happiness, etc.? If you're not willing to do a wholesale 100% swap with who that person is, then there's no point in being jealous. Freedom, road to happiness. Most of the worries in life arise from the pressure of society. Study well, become a high achiever, earn good money, have a large house and car, eat more, travel more. However, a simple life might rule them all. People who live far below their means enjoy a freedom that people busy upgrading their lifestyles can't fathom. But be careful. A taste of freedom can make you unemployable. Eating well, a habit for happiness. Sustaining a healthy diet is hard. Quality control is easier than quantity control. Fasting is easier than portion control. Once the body detects food, it overrides the brain. Here is the world's simplest diet. The more processed the food, the less one should consume. Meditation, a habit for happiness. Meditation is intermittent fasting for the mind. Too much sugar leads to a heavy body. Too many distractions lead to a heavy mind. Time spent undistracted and alone in self-examination, journaling, meditation resolves the unresolved, and takes us from mentally fat to fit. When your mind quiets, you stop taking everything around you for granted. You start to notice details. You think, wow, I live in such a beautiful place. It's so great that I have clothes and I can go to Starbucks and get a coffee anytime. When in bed, meditate. Either you will have a deep meditation or fall asleep. Victory either way. Acceptance, a place for peace. In any situation in life, you always have three choices. You can change it, you can accept it, you can leave it. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate life. If you can do something, just do it. If not, accept it or move on. Fundamentally, peace boils down to one big hack: embracing death. Don't forget what Confucius said. You have two lives, and the second one begins when you realize you only have one.